start what we call synthetic division. Okay, so before I teach you how to actually do the synthetic division, let's just talk about division in general. Excuse me. So we're going to look at just some actual numbers, not polynomials. Okay, so let's just say that we have, we'll keep it real simple. 15 divided by 3. What does 15 divided by 3 equal? 5. Okay. So we know 15 divided by 3 is 5. But because, okay, so this is kind of like the key to the whole thing. Because 15 divided by 3 is 5 with no remainder, right? There's no remainder. Then we know that both 3 and 5 are, what do we call those? Factors. We know that both 3 and 5 are factors of 15, right? Yeah. So remember we learned in elementary school, factors of a number, we just break it down, everything that goes into that number, right? That's how we learned it, right? Everything that goes into 15 is a factor of 15, right? So if I have 36 divided by 4, what does that equal? 9. So now what do I know? 4 and 9 are factors, right? 4 and 9 are factors. Those are not the only factors, but I know they are factors because there's a 0 remainder. And I also know that 4 times 9, what does that equal? 36. Okay? So this is the principle that we're going to use when we're working with polynomials. Right? We go back to what we know about just numbers, things that we learned back in, third, fourth grade, right? And we're going to apply that to polynomials. And one of the methods that we can use, right? So when we do division, let me see if I can get this off of here now. Okay. When we perform division, like if we do x squared plus, 8x plus 12, and we divide that by x plus 2, okay, we're going to get x plus 6 as an answer with 0 remainder. That means, okay, just like before when we had 15 divided by 3 equals 5, right? So this means that x plus 2 and x plus 6 are what? Factors, okay? They are factors, which means if they're factors, then that means that x plus 2 times x plus 6, just like we did before, 3 times 5, x plus 2 times x plus 6, what will that equal? There you go. Okay, so we're using the same thing that we were doing back in fourth grade with factors, the same thing, but we're applying it to polynomials. The challenge is we all know how to divide 15 by 3, but we don't know how to divide x squared plus 8x plus 12 by x plus 2. So that's the challenge. So we're learning a couple different ways of dividing, okay? I like the tabular method because some people are very visual. So it's kind of like having manipulative. So having that table is helpful. Also, the tabular method works under any circumstance. It'll work, okay? Synthetic division will not work under any circumstance. There's only a very specific time that you can use synthetic division. Okay? When we use synthetic division, you have to be dividing by a binomial, right? Two terms. We have to be dividing by a binomial, and this has to just be x. It can't be 3x. It can't be x squared. Just x. That's the only time it's going to work. Okay? So what we're going to do for the next couple of days is just practice using the synthetic division. Later on, we will actually work on applying it to find factors and ultimately to find zeros of a polynomial. But for now, we're just going to work with learning how to do the division, okay? So when we divide using synthetic division, this is actually really easy and it's kind of fun if you're weird like me and you like math. Okay, so we're dividing by x plus 2. So what we're going to do is take the opposite of this number right here. What's the opposite of that number? Negative 2. So we're going to do negative 2, and we're going to put it in a little corner there. Okay. Now we're going to write the coefficients of this polynomial. So what are the coefficients? What's in front of the x squared? 1. We write 1. What's in front of the x? And then we have 12. So we write those numbers, okay? It's in front of the x squared. Okay? Okay, now we're going to draw a line. Okay. Sam, is there a problem?
Oh, no.
Ethan? Huh? Where did I get the negative 2? That's the opposite of this number right here. Okay? It's cold? Cam, can you check and see what the temperature is?
72.
You turn it up to 74? Okay, now we're going to bring down the first number. Where did I get that 1 from?
The x squared.
Right, and we bring it down, okay? Now we're going to multiply negative 2 times 1. What does negative 2 times 1 equal? And we're going to put that right here. And then we're going to add these two numbers. What's 8 plus negative 2? 6. And then we're going to multiply negative 2 times 6. What does negative 2 times 6 equal? Negative 12. What's 12 plus negative 12? 0. This is my remainder. This number on the end, that's my remainder. So I have a remainder of 0. Okay? Now, we did the synthetic division. Now we have to interpret what it means. Okay? Now, we'll do more. We'll do more. Okay? Okay. When I wrote these coefficients down, the 1, 8, and the negative 12, this 1 came from an x squared. When we do synthetic division, the answer, the quotient, right, the answer to a division problem, the quotient will always be 1 degree lower or 1 exponent lower. So down here where I have a 1, instead of x squared, this is going to be the x. So it's going to be 1x plus 6. There's my answer. 1x plus 6. So x squared plus 8x plus 12 divided by x plus 2 equals x plus 6. Yes?
What did you do for the negative 2 and 1? Why is it 1 and negative?
Because the 1 came from came from this.
So you're not doing anything with the one, you're just bringing it down.
Yep.
So no matter what kind of number it is, the first one, you just bring it down?
You bring down all of these coefficients. 1.
No, I'm saying where you went from 1.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
Yes, you always just bring the first one down. Whatever number it is, you bring it down.
The next one you subtracted by.
No, let's do another one. Yeah, you guys have to pay attention because this isn't really hard. You just have to pay attention. Yes.
So the exponent x to the second, that 2 we just changed to a 1, so it's not there.
Right, because what we're doing, okay, we're taking x squared and we're dividing it by x. Well, what's x squared divided by x?
1.
X.
So
we
just
always-
with the 2, it's not with every exponent.
Yeah, it always, whatever this exponent is, our answer is always going to be 1 less than that. Okay? Whatever, if this was x to the 4th, then our answer would have been x to the 3rd. Yes.
Well, like, I don't know if it happened on like coincidence, but like the answer we got x plus 6, will it be in the problem as well? Like where it equals it?
Will it always be the same as the problem?
Well, you won't normally have this part right here. You won't normally have that. That's what you're trying to find.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, let's do another one. Okay. These are really easy. You just have to pay attention when you're learning to know where the numbers came from. Okay. Let's do x squared plus 10x plus 24 divided by x plus 6. Okay. Remember, this is the same thing as writing x squared plus 10x plus 24 divided by x plus 6. It's the same thing. Okay?
Why can't we do that way?
It's the same thing. You need to be able to recognize both ways. It's not a matter of doing that way. It's the same thing. It's just written in a different form.
So you could do it that way and get the same answer?
There's nothing to do. Both of them, we do the same thing. This is just written in a different form.
I mean, that's kind of like the 2 doing division.
It's
Just division form.
okay, guys, look. It's the same thing as going 8 divided by 2 or 8 divided by 2.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing.
Oh, so
I'm just writing it in a different way.
So why don't we do the division way? To learn both.
Yes.
Are we always adding when like
Yes.
writing every-
Yes.
We're always adding.
Okay, so let's do this one. What's going to go in the little corner box? -6. Right. Where did you get that from? Yep, it's the opposite of that number. Whatever we're dividing by, it's the opposite of that number. So in your notes, you need to write that. Okay? Because later on, when you look at your notes, if you don't know where that came from, your notes aren't going to help you. Right? So you write that in your notes so that you can read your notes and know what's going on. Because come May, you're going to forget how to do this. Some of you are going to forget how to do this next period.
Yeah, I will.
Okay? So you need to write it in your notes. Okay? All right, what's our next step?
Get your coefficient.
Get my coefficients. Where are my coefficients coming from?
X squared, 10x.
Yeah, so what's the coefficient of the x squared? 1. What's the coefficient of the 10x? And what's the coefficient of the 24? Okay? Everybody understand where those numbers came from?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Now, draw a line. We bring down the first number. You just bring it straight down. And no, it will not always be 1. I'm just giving you easy ones right now. Okay? So, once we bring down the 1, now what do?
Minus 2 to 10.
We
You
multiply, 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 multiply. And then we add. We add. We multiply and then we add.
Oh, where'd you-
And then I'm sorry?
Thought that was.
Okay, oh my word, Sam, please pay attention. Holy smokes.
No, I'm lost too. He's not-
Why do I have to say things 3 times? Okay, be quiet and listen. Holy cow, guys. This is ridiculous. 3 times. I shouldn't have to say it 3 times. Right? We brought down the 1. Multiply.
Oh, okay.
So you
Just
you
the
didn't
one.
say, I thought you said multiply to 6. You didn't say multiply to 1.
Yes, you multiply the -6 by the 1.
Is it only the one? That's the end.
It's everything. So like the 4, then you're gonna multiply it by -6.
And then you take
And then you
that.
take the 24.
24
and
and
So that's what I was saying.
And
You
then
want you
that
minus the
negative
6 to the 10. That's what I was lost for. And that's how you got the 4.
Okay.
I got it now. I know you had minus
I understand now.
I didn't know you had a minus.
If I come around and look at your notebooks, am I going to see these examples in your notebooks?
Yes,
You are, but this is only the second problem.
She's looking hard at your book. She don't listen for it.
Look at all the notes I have written. All right. So we multiply and we get -6. And then we add to get 4. And then we multiply to get -24. And then we add to get 0. This 0 is the remainder. So in this case, again, we have a 0 remainder. Okay, now let's look and see what our actual answer is. So let me erase some of this junk so you can see it. Okay, so we started off with x squared. So what's our answer going to be?
X plus 4.
X to the first plus 4. There's our answer. Isn't it easy? It is.
It's just more steps. See,
It's not a lot more steps, guys. Tabular division takes much longer.
Multiply problem.
Every time I'm looking at this, I gotta think across like a whole entire problem. Like,
I have another question.
Guys, you would complicate tying your shoes.
Can you go back and ask a question?
Yes. What do you want, D'Angelo? What?
Okay, so you did 6 times 1, and then you did 6 times 4.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then you got -24. That's how you subtracted that.
We add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add.
Adding a negative.
What's 24 plus -24?
That's subtracting, not adding.
No. 24 plus -4. Plus is add. Plus is add. Plus is add. Plus is add. Okay.
Multiply the
-6
by
Tabular
the
division,
we
we
should multiply the -6 by the 4 she got out of
Negative
-6
24.
Good job, Sam. Yeah, math.
Okay, alright, now I'm starting to check. It's like you kind of word it in a way where
No, adding a negative number. That's what we're doing. We're always adding, not subtracting. Don't subtract. You're adding. Even if it's a negative number, you're adding a negative number. Get subtraction out of your head. You're not subtracting. Okay? Okay, let's do 2x squared plus 13x plus 15 divided by x plus 5. What goes in the little corner box?
-5.
Where'd you get the -5
It's
from?
the opposite of the right side of the
There you go. It's the opposite of that. Okay? Okay, don't go shouting things out. That makes other people get confused.
Yeah.
Be quiet, please. So we got the -5 because we took the opposite of the x plus 5. Now we need to write the coefficients. Those are the numbers in front of the variables. So we have 2, 13, and 15. Anybody have a question about where we got those numbers? Okay. Timmy, what do we do now? Bring down the 2. Good. Bring down the 2. Okay, Kayla, what now? Yeah, good. Times a negative 5 times 2. Ethan, are you paying attention?
Of course, I wrote out the answer.
Okay, I want you to pay attention and stop talking. Negative 5 times 2 gives me what? Negative 10. Now we are adding, D'Angelo, right? We're adding, even though it's a negative number, we're adding. 13 plus negative 10 gives us 3. Okay. Najee, what now? Yeah, times a negative 5 times 3. That's negative 15, right? Notice what we did. We multiply and then we add. We multiply and then we add. What's 15 plus negative 15? 0. Yes, Cam, you have a question?
I do. So is the last one always gonna like cancel out?
No, I'm giving you easy ones right now. No, that will not always happen. Okay. Okay, so our answer. So this one's different. That first number is a 2. All the others, it was a 1, right? So this is 2x to the what power? To the first. It's always going to be 1 less than that one. This is to the second, so my answer is going to be to the first. Plus 3. Okay. Sam.
I just broke my pencil lead and that sharpener.
Yes. Yes,
So
D'Angelo.
no matter what the original exponent is, it's always going to be minus 1 to that.
Yes, that is correct.
Write that down.
Right, Ethan? Okay. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, this time, let's do 11x to the third minus 25x squared plus 17x minus 30 divided by x minus 2. Our Lord is good.
It truly is.
All right, divided by x minus 2. Okay, what goes in the box? Positive 2. Good.
You get the opposite.
Okay, very good. And now we're going to list our coefficients. Make sure that you check that all of the exponents are there. So we start with 3, so we should have a 3, a 2, a 1, and then no exponent. Okay, so they are all there. If they're not there, you have to put it. So like, if you didn't have, oh, never mind, I'll do one like that later. Okay, here we go. We get 11. No, don't forget about it. I'll give you an example later. 11, negative 25, 17, negative 30. Be careful with your signs and take your time. Okay. Bring down the 11. And then we start our process. Multiply. 2 times 11 is 22. And add. Negative 25 plus 22 is negative 3. And then we're going to multiply. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then we add. 17 plus negative 6 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. And then we add, and we get negative 8. So this time we have a remainder. For now, this is not the proper way, but for now, I just want you to write your answer like this. It's 11 x to what power? Second. Minus 3x, right? We just keep going down. Plus 11. But now I have a remainder. So we're going to say plus remainder of negative 8. That's not technically the right way to write it, but for now, that's how we're going to write it. Okay, yes.
So you saw how that 17x had a 1, right? And you just didn't carry the 1, you didn't carry the x down because it's minus that.
Right, 1 minus 1 is 0.
So there's no
X to the 0, there's no x. That just means x to the 0 is 1.
So if that did have an exponent, would we bring it down?
Yes. Okay. Okay, so when you have a remainder, remember this is your remainder. You just write it like this for now. Okay? Okay, let's look at another one. Let's do, let's see here. Trying to find some different examples here.
So when you have the remainder, you have to write that R within the parentheses.
Yep. Okay, I'm not finding a good one. I'll just make one up. Okay, let's do 3x to the 4th plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 2 divided by x minus 2. Okay. Okay, what goes in the box?
2.
Positive 2. Okay, so our coefficients. Now, if you notice, I've got x to the 4th, and then I jump down to x squared. There's no x to the 3rd. What's the coefficient of the x to the 3rd if it's not there? 0, right? There's a plus 0x to the 3rd there. I have to put that 0 in there. Okay? So the first one is x to the 4th. The x to the 3rd is missing because I've got x to the 4th and it goes right to x to the 7th, to the 2nd. The x to the 3rd is missing, which means it has a 0 coefficient. So I basically think of it as a placeholder. I have to put a 0 in there as a placeholder. I have x to the 4th, right? I have x to the 4th, and then it goes right to x to the 2nd. So I need a placeholder. Here's my x to the 4th. Here's my x to the 3rd. X to the 2nd, that's going to be the 5. X to the 1st, there's my negative 7. And then positive 2. We need the placeholder. Okay, I'm going to show you how it will work if you don't put it in there after this. Okay, so we bring down our 3. And we multiply and get 6. And then we add, and we get 6. Multiply and get 12. 17. Multiply is 34. Add, we get 27. Multiplying, we get 54. Adding, we get 56. So what's my quotient? What's my answer? D'Angela.
So it'll be 3x to the 3rd.
Good.
The first one. And then, so the 0 is gone now, right?
Now this is, so keep going down. Started with x to the 3rd. So now we have a 6
So that's 6x.
to the 2nd.
And then we have 17. Just 17.
17x.
Oh, wait.
We just keep going down. If we start to the 3rd, then we just keep going down. This is to the 2nd, to the 1st.
Okay. So then it'd just be 27. And then plus the remainder.
Good. Okay. So that's what we get. Now I'm going to do it without the placeholder, and I'm going to show you why it's important to have the placeholder there. Okay. So no placeholders. Let's just take that out of there. Okay. So this time I did not put a placeholder in there. Bring down the 3. We get 6, 11, 22, 15, 30, 32. Without the placeholder, I get a completely different answer. Okay? You have to put the placeholder in there. Okay? Everybody understand that? Okay, let's make a connection here. So, based on this, is x minus 2 a factor of 3x to the fourth plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 2?
No.
Why not? Because it has a remainder, right? So if I were to take x minus 2 times 3x to the third plus 6x squared plus 17x plus 27, would that equal 3x to the fourth plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 2? No, because they're not factors. But if I did this and then added that remainder of 56, then it would equal that. Okay? Okay, so for homework, I have a worksheet for you on synthetic division. Make sure that you write your answer if it has a remainder with the R like that, okay? Any questions for me? Okay. Don't forget, every time I give you homework, we have a potential homework quiz the next day, right? Okay, but basically, anytime you have homework, the next day I might give you a quiz and I'll just pull 1 or 2 problems from the homework and that'll be your quiz. Okay? And I have to add you to my Google Classroom so that you can turn in your homework. Let's see here. You know, how do you spell your last name?
Phil, like photo.
F-E-O-L?
Yep.
Okay.
What'd you say?
I'm going to add you to Google Classroom right now. Okay, so when you turn in your homework, you're going to submit it there.
Okay.
This is right.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to have a negative remainder?
Yes, absolutely. Don't forget, all homework is due by 8 a.m. So this is due by 8 a.m. on Friday morning. No, that's correct. Okay, so, oh yeah, so there's no x, it just goes, there's 5x squared plus 0x minus 2.
You won't put a zero.
No, you don't have to.
When is this to put in fraction 4?
Yeah, don't worry about that, we're just doing the remainder. Okay, so it's -7, that's your remainder, so you plus r parentheses -7. Okay.
That's the question.
Yes. I'll be right there.